What's up, guys? What is up? What is up? How's everyone doing? Um, hope everyone is doing well. Hope everyone is doing well. All right. I have we have a few videos to talk about. Excuse me. So let's get started. Let's get started. Excuse me. All right, let's start with this one.
You telling me this the reality for a man? That's it, bro? Nigga, I just got off of work. It's 2:56 in the morning. I don't have nobody to talk to, gang. I don't got nobody to comfort me, gang. I don't got nobody to tell me that it's okay, gang. I have nobody to talk to, gang. And even if I did, I still can't tell them how I feel because I don't like being vulnerable. I don't like feeling vulnerable. Even if I did explain how I feel, they wouldn't care, bro. Wouldn't nobody care. They're gonna say, well, keep your chin up, keep your head up. What the fuck you think I've been doing this whole time, bro? Niggas is tired, bro. Yes, I might be a man, but niggas get tired of thugging, bro.
Why are you laughing? Like, I don't get what the joke is here, innit? Like, men's mental.
Here's the thing where I do think that, there's a time where we had to be stoic, okay? Men have to be stoic. Men have to be in control of their emotions, and I still think that men should. But I don't think that it should be in the way that men don't share their emotions at all. Okay. Now, if you find a woman that honestly she's not attracted to you because you share your emotions, you didn't find the right one. Okay. I'm not saying that you should share your emotions, even if you found the right one. Okay. I'm not saying for you to share every emotion you have or every every little thing you have, but when you're at a breaking point, you should be able to unload, right? You should be able to unload a bit. I'm not saying just go balls to the wall like a woman, right? Because I think one of the tenets of being a man is being stoic, is being in control of your emotions. Okay, being in control of your emotions. I think it's a tenet of a man because men need to be logical, right? Men need to move with purpose. Sadly, we're not women, right? We don't have the freedom to just be emotional, unload our emotions because there's, you know, one of the things that a man shouldn't be always like unloading their emotions because emotion is hard to control, right? Emotion is hard to control, and one of the drawbacks with men is that we have propensity for force, right? For violence. Now, I'm not saying that if you let go of your emotions, you'll be violent, but we have to keep it in check. Okay, it's a possibility. It's always a possibility when you are too emotional. You can't control said emotion. So, one, I do think that men should share their emotions, and that's where you have your boys, right? That's where you have your brothers. That's where you have help. To be honest, right? Him making a video, I think that's not a bad thing to let go how you feel and put out how you feel to the ether and stuff like that. Now, if he wants to talk to someone specific, it is a cross that a lot of men have to bear, right? You might not have someone that you can uh, comfortably or confidently talk, say your emotions with. I really wish that more men have other brothers that would be on that level where you can share emotion with. It would be nice, right? I think a lot of more men need that because again, we're human, right? We're humans. We're just as emotional as women. The only problem is that we need to keep it in check. We need to keep our emotions in check. So It's a slippery slope. Again, that's probably another issues of men, right? That's another, um, you know, problem that no one cares about. Society doesn't care about how men are not allowed or men don't have the opportunity to share their emotions.
Health is a serious issue. A lot of men delete themselves, take themselves out of this world because they can't handle what's going on in their lives. And like you girls are just sitting there laughing, bruv. You're a lot of evil, fam.
The question is, do you think men struggle to express themselves openly in comparison to women, and why?
These girls are already laughing.
You were laughing
man.
already.
Ops.
I don't know. I don't know if I would say necessarily men struggle to share their emotions. I think men don't have the opportunity to share their emotions. I don't think men have the outlet, the chance to share their emotions. Now, of course, there are probably men that maybe it's the whole tough guy persona where they're not able to. But I think in general, it's more that men don't have the opportunity or the outlet or the place or the person they can share their emotion with.
Can I explain why I was laughing?
Listen. No one don't give a shit when guys
No
go through
compassion.
shit.
You just started laughing.
Especially
No
women.
empathy.
You don't know why I was
Women don't
laughing.
give a crap.
You don't know why I was laughing.
That's why I was laughing.
I was
You
laughing.
was the first one
Don't
to
tell me why I
laugh.
was laughing.
Then her.
Hello,
She
hello.
couldn't keep her face straight.
I was
She's
laughing.
smiling.
I didn't laugh. Wait. I was laughing because you played Thames. Yeah. That's right. Why?
It's emotional
So you
music.
did the video. You now said, okay, let me put Thames. I don't understand.
So you're telling me you recorded a so-called important message and you decided to put when the world was ending and you edited that and put it out and thought I was gonna laugh. Are you whining yourself?
If it was a girl, you would have.
I don't know. That didn't seem funny. What is up, Sean? Thank you for stopping by. I know, brother. What's everyone? I hear for Monday Night Live. Thank you for being here, my brother.
I would have laughed.
You'd be like, oh,
I would have laughed. No, I would have laughed.
I can relate.
What's the
My boyfriend cheated on me. You'll be feeling all that shit. Yeah, but when it's a guy, it's funny, bro. When it's a guy, and he's depressed and he's hurt, it's funny.
Do you men struggle to express yourself to women?
You just said it.
Do you? He makes laugh as well.
You're silent, she's laughing. They can't even stop themselves laughing. That is it right
In
there.
all seriousness, let me ask you a question. Why do you feel
In all seriousness,
that it
why are
has
you
to-
laughing, bro?
No, bro, I find it funny.
Welcome to episode 14. Yes, I still find it funny. With my chest.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
say
Why?
yes,
Why?
I find it funny.
But tell us
And
why.
the reason why I find it funny is because you put all of this emphasis on women. Why can't men express themselves
Blood,
to
you
women?
was
What
the
happened to
one
your
laughing.
brethren? Why can't you
You
talk
was
to your
the one
brethren about how you
laughing.
feel?
You was the
Why
one
do I
laughing.
have to care about how you
But
feel?
why
Why
is that
not
funny
friends?
though? But why is that funny?
I find it funny.
Why? But
Because
why?
I do.
Oh,
You're
get the
crying.
psychology. I
Every
wanna know
day,
the
men have
psychology
mental
of it.
health. Men have mental health. We can't talk about it.
Look at
All I do is hear it.
look at
All I do is
that
hear it all day,
is
every day.
mental.
Men suffer. Every day, men expect women to hold their emotions.
They don't, right? I don't think men expect that. The problem is that if you think it's small, right? Whiskey, what is up, my brother? How you been? How you been, my brother? The problem isn't that men expect women to, I don't know, care or whatever, okay? I think the problem is that women are part of the problem, right? A lot of men, we do things for, the women's validations, women's, you know, we do things for women, right? So in our minds, to know that, if women think that's weak, think that's funny, think light of it, men don't even bother. Men won't even bother. Now, yes, can men talk to other men? That's not yes, they could, but that's not necessarily the problem, okay? That's not necessarily a problem. Um because I believe, right, men and women are different. Men and women are different because, like, hypothetically, okay, if you can if you can share your burdens with your brothers, which I think you should, I think I think you should be able to. Bro, whiskey. Ah, that hurts. Uh, my brother. You gotta stay strong. You gotta stay strong, my brother. I I, g- I was wondering what happened to you, right? I was wondering where you've been. Ah, I feel for you, my brother. I wish you stay strong, and could have stayed sober for longer, right? The longer, the better. I mean, but it's a journey, right? I wish you could fight it and get back on, right? I wish you could. People will fall, right? You fall, but you gotta get back up, my brother, right? I mean, I've heard your past, right? You've told me about your history. You've fallen a lot. Just gotta get back up, my brother, right? And that's the thing, right? The hardship of life. Men have it hard. Men do. Here's the thing, right? The sad thing is that men don't care about men, women don't care about men. It's a sad life. It's a sad reality for men. It really is. Uh, a lot of men accepted that fact, right? They accepted that reality. They accepted that reality that no one cares. The problem is that you would even laugh when no one cares.
Cater to their emotions. Oh, men feel this. Men are not allowed to express themselves to women. What happens to your friends? You're depressed. You don't have to go and tell a girl. Why can't you go and tell your dad?
Like, it's obvious Zilla has no sympathy or empathy towards men. Yeah, she doesn't care about how we feel, what's going on with us. We understand that. Thank you for confessing that, yeah? And I hope your man understands that as well. And he never makes the mistake to open up too much to you.
Zilla, you okay though? Like, you're meant to be your man's support system. Why will you say that?
He never
Why
said
can't you
he
go
wants
and
to go
tell?
and tell a girl.
No,
He
no,
said he
no.
ain't got no
He said
one.
no. Why can't? Yeah. So what are you doing for your male friends?
Bro, it's not about his male friends or lack
No,
of male
what are
friends.
you doing
No,
for your
the
male friends
point
that
I'm
may have
asking
mental
you
health?
is, why do you find it funny that he's in pain? Why do you find that funny? Look, you can't even stop laughing. That is fucked. I don't think you understand how fucked that is. I don't think you understand how fucked that is. Because if it was a girl crying,
She will when this comes out.
yeah,
She will.
if it was a girl crying and we started laughing,
You're gonna understand what you just
You would
done.
rip us
You don't
apart.
understand what you just done.
If you want to laugh, you want to laugh. As for me, I don't need to hold men's mental health on my head. If you want to cry and you want to suffer,
I'm not saying you have to
that's
hold it
not
on
a
your head. I
problem.
never said
Men
you have to
in my
counselor.
circle know who to talk to and how to talk to us. If you want to claim that there's no one out there for you, go seek a therapist.
You're
Go pay
heartless.
for
You're
someone to
heartless. You're
talk to
heartless.
you.
It's calm.
That's fine. I don't mind.
Sorry, Zilla, I can't agree with you on this one. Your husband or your partner should be able to come and speak to you, because if they can't speak to you, who can they speak to? We're supposed to be their peace. So yes, I would allow my husband to come and speak to me about anything, anytime, rather than going to his friends, if that's what he felt more comfortable doing.
Why is it that you guys feel like you can't express how you truly feel to women? What is it that you feel like there's a barrier? Why?
Prime example.
Okay.
So whatever you're going to say to us now,
Yeah.
we have literally not been able to even just take in and process what this guy is talking about. Do you know
Right.
how hard it is for men to speak out? And he's gone onto social media. Forget the Thames music for a second. Just focus on what he's saying. Like, focus on what he's saying.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I've spoken about, and I said that you should never cry to your woman, is because women don't care about men's mental health. You care about it on social media as a buzzword. It's cool, yeah. But in reality, you don't care. And what you're proving is what many men have suffered from. And it's sad to think that you want us to come to you, okay? And at the same time, a lot of the times when men approach women and they're vulnerable, women, regardless of what you say, it turns you off. You don't want to see a man cry to you. You say you do, but when a man cries to you, you view them as less of a man.
But do you think that's because in the past there was a woman that was there for him, that listened to him, took care of his feelings, took him into consideration, and he fumbled that?
Of course, it's the guy's fault.
No, I just think, once again, you're putting... So this is why I say to men never to cry to women. So what I do believe a man should cry. No, I definitely believe like a man should
Express
cry.
yourself, bro.
You should express yourself. I believe a man should have a close-knit of friends, a wolf pack, where you can speak to somebody.
But where is the struggle?
Wait, hold on. Not all men have this. He might be a man that doesn't have this, just like all women don't have a close-knit circle that they can speak to. And it's a lot harder for men to express their emotions. And just from this video, okay, we haven't been able to process this video, and it's just laughs, it's all these things negative, and you're just proving why, as a man, it's a lot safer to think, you know what, I'm not going to go and do this. And men wake up every single day, okay? You don't see these men. Wake up 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, they go and they build the infrastructure in the modern world. They make you safe where you sleep at night and you go about your life. You never see these men. Look at the way your eyes are moving around. The home that you live in, who built it? When your rubbish is getting collected, who's coming to collect your
You
rubbish?
think they're not female bin
that's what I'm
people, or
asking
they're
you.
not female builders?
Hold on.
No, but do you think, because the arguments that you're giving, women do the exact same thing. Women wake up at 5 a.m. and go to work. No, because he's using it as a counter-right to say...
what he's saying first.
I understand what he's saying, but he's saying because I'm rolling my eyes. Because men wake up at 5 a.m. and men build houses and men protect. Women do the exact same job.
Men. That's the point.
To a man that I don't know, yes, I'm not. But he...
But you asked for. See, this is the insanity. It gotta be. It's gotta be made about women, right? You ask why. I mean, and this is exactly what she's a prime example. Okay, when men talk about their feelings, women take it back and say, "But what about me?" Right? So that's why you see this a lot. You see that this is why men can't share, because you don't care about his feelings. You only care about your own. I don't think anyone respects a man who cries at. I agree, right? I don't think anyone respects a man who cries at a drop of a hat. That's why I said in the beginning that it's a reality that men need to be in control of their emotions. Right? It's a sad reality that men need to be in control of their emotions.
He said he wouldn't talk to his... Oh, you don't talk to your girl or cry to your girlfriend or your... You didn't say wife, but I'm assuming, would you cry to your wife?
No.
Why would you marry someone you cannot be fully
I don't think your guy should cry to you.
Why would you do that?
I think your guy should cry to you.
The reason
Look!
Why would you say that? But why would you say that? My man, if my man
You just
wants
started
to cry...
laughing.
I love that random guy.
Makes you laugh.
I love that random guy. I have my man. My man can cry to me if he wants to. Yeah, my man can cry to me.
No, she's proven that she will find it funny. Right? She's proven that, again, it's like how you act, how you treat others is pretty much how you would treat, someone who's close to you. Right? I think that's indicative. Right? If you can laugh at someone else's pain, you can laugh at your partner's pain. Now, I'm not saying you would always laugh at your partner's pain, right? But you know, there's a chance.
You don't need to worry about that. But if he wants to, you need to have a but you're with a girl, you can't cry to her. You're assuming. I don't know how many relationships you've been in.
You just said you're heartless. You just said
To men that I don't know, I don't care. But my man, I care about my man. I care about men in my circle. I don't care about men on the internet. If you don't cry. What's my business?
Yeah.
What's my business? I don't care about you.
Wait, listen. You said he should go and meet his best friend, right? If you're my girlfriend and I'm talking to my best friend every day for 2 hours, how are you gonna feel? Simple question.
No, but
how are you gonna feel?
My man would not do that. I would give him the
How are
space.
you gonna feel?
I would be upset that
just said,
I
I
have
should
given
go
my
and
man
meet my
the
best
emotional
friend.
space
I
to
should go and
do
meet my
that.
best
I
friend.
said he should meet his best friend. I didn't say my man should meet
It's
my
a
best
general.
friend.
It's just an example, you know.
Yeah, but because he's saying I'm heartless and he's talking about in general, no, I don't care about men I don't know. I care about my man and men in my circle. So they can talk to me on an emotional level. Random men cannot.
It's clear the men on this panel have hearing difficulties because I clearly stated I care about my man's mental health and men in my circle. No, I do.
And I think that's funny. Okay, fine. You care about your man and your man's mental health. But here's the insanity, right? She would care about other women that aren't in her circle's mental health. Excuse me. I think that's the insanity. So you do care about people that are stranger to you. You would care about other women's mental health, right? You would care about other women's well-being, right? But men, you don't. So it's a line, okay? It's a hypocrisy line, right? You just don't care about men, period. You just don't care about men. But you make an effort. Right? It's a conscious effort to care about the men that's around you. But if they weren't around you, you wouldn't have cared for them. So how you care for people is disingenuous. It's disingenuous because you have to make that extra effort. So it's not within you, okay? Here's my thing, right? If I hold accountability, right? I'm gonna hold strangers accountable. I'm gonna hold people accountable, other people I know accountable. I'm gonna hold myself accountable. It's my moral ground, right? It's part of my morality. It's part of who I am. This one, what's part of who she is? It's selective, right? I'm gonna care about the men that's around me, mental health, but I guarantee you would care about strangers, women, female strangers, their mental health or their well-being. So it just shows you that you are being selective, right? Shows you that that's not who you really are.
Not sit around thinking about how I can help random men's mental health on the net or clearly care about it very much. Read up on the stats of femicide and ask me why I should care about random men's mental health.
Okay, should men have that same ideology to women?
Yeah.
Wait, I was going to say that. Wait, they can. Why would you want to go and talk to random men about your issues?
Okay.
When women have issues,
That's fine.
Wow.
You're saying it's disgusting, but you have no female you can talk to anyway.
No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't. No, you're assuming that. Wait, hold on.
You literally said that.
I didn't say that. Wait, no, I didn't say it. I said I wouldn't cry to my wife. I wouldn't do that. I have 3 sisters, I have a mother I can cry to. Do you understand? So I didn't say a man shouldn't
But
cry.
that's still a woman.
No,
when a woman has issues,
hold on.
when a woman has problems,
I'm explaining
it's a woman
something here.
regardless.
I'm not crying to my woman. I'm crying to my mother.
Yeah, but still a woman though.
Yes,
Regardless.
That your mum and the girl that you're with is
Still a
two
woman.
different dynamics.
You're saying that you struggle to be vulnerable to women.
Oh my God, that is a weak
It's
argument.
still a woman.
Weak. That is
It's
weak.
still a woman.
Throw that out the window.
This is why you don't talk to women. This is why you don't talk to women. They don't listen to you, right? They don't listen to you. They listen to respond, right? Because they easily get triggered. Women don't listen to men. Women don't. This is why sadly, you don't talk to women. And, men that are highly emotional, you don't talk to those men too.
That's weak. That's weak. That's weak.
Your mum can judge you.
She don't understand the difference between your relatives.
Saying your man will judge you, right? It's honestly stupid, okay? Your mom is not going to break up with you. The likelihood, right? The likelihood of your mom breaking up with you or disowning you isn't high comparative to a woman that is dating you.
And the girl you're fucking, she doesn't understand the difference.
Raise boys into thinking you shouldn't cry, you shouldn't do this. So there's some men who can't talk to their mothers.
My mom
There are
is
some
not
men.
going to use that against me in future. But bro, you girls, if there's any issue between both of us, anything I've cried to you about is going to be boom. You're gonna.
But then that's not. You're not in a healthy relationship if that's what they do.
Healthy, bro.
If they throw that back in your face.
Everywhere, bro.
That's not healthy. That's not healthy. If you're with a girl when she
throws.
throws things back in your face and you're not in a healthy relationship,
But you won't know
I'm
that.
sorry to let you know.
Does it?
You
want me to
very
cry?
true.
Hold on.
All right, I want to make 2 statements. Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish my 2 statements, yeah? So number 1, I'm going to say I was laughing because you could have got your message across with Thames. That's like someone coming to say a sad story to you and they put Thames on the speaker. It's funny. Then secondly, if you have nobody to talk to, sometimes we as adults need to look at ourselves. Maybe you're not compassionate to other people. That's why they're not compassionate back. There's nobody I know that is loving, compassionate, there for other people, and they don't have anybody back to be there for them. He's saying, he made a statement as, oh, I can't be... What did he say? Like,
2 a.m. in the morning, he's come back from work. He's just come back from
like,
work.
do you know what I'm saying? There's no way that you're there for people and people will not be there for you too. Do you know what I'm saying?
Who would be up at 2 a.m. in the morning anyway to chat to you, bro?
They don't understand men. They don't understand men's life. They don't. You're stupid, right? You're absolutely idiotic. I mean, like, you said there's no way. There is, right? It's just that, here's the thing. A lot of times men don't necessarily cultivate, let's say, a very large group of, let's say, I don't know, highly emotional men, right? Highly emotionally in tune other men, right? A lot of men, yeah, I'll say that's maybe a drawback of a lot of men. We don't like to hear so much emotion, okay? We don't. It's tiring. It's just too much. So yes, a lot of men, we don't cultivate a lot of other highly in tune emotional men. For women, they probably do, because women deal with emotion 24/7, right? They're emotional themselves, so the people around them will be emotional themselves as well. Men don't deal with that. Now, like I said, right, that man for the offshoot, he probably not even emotional like that. But once in a blue moon, men are human. So yes, men would like to let go of emotion. But the sad part is that, one, his friend group, he doesn't cultivate that type of friend group. So it's not because, oh, he's terrible man, so he can't find no other man. No, it's just it's the reality of being a man.
What? I don't understand.
Okay, you just come back from work. He's just come back from a night shift. Who's going to be up? Go to bed. Go to sleep. My point is, you need to look at yourself as well as looking at other people. If people aren't there for you, if you're not there for people, people aren't going to be there for you. It is his fault. Sometimes you need to look at.
And that's why every time you lot get your heart broke, it's your fault as well.
No, it's the same as us.
Yeah.
What's that to do with a man being depressed?
No, just go by your logic.
Same logic. The same logic.
It's the same logic.
Wait, you never get cheated on, it's in your fault.
But that's not the same logic as being depressed.
Just laugh. Honest,
That's not the same
I
logic.
would judge a girl that doesn't have female friends just as much as judging a guy that doesn't have female friends to express his feelings.
You mean
to.
no friends?
Yeah, doesn't have no friends at all to express feelings to. Because in my head, I'm like, why don't you have friends in the first place? That means so you're telling me that as a man or as a woman, this is not even a gender thing. In general, as a human being, you don't have a circle.
Men, get yourself together. Tell yourself the first thing. Your mental health is the best. Like, you need to take care of that.
This is the thing where I think women are stupid, right? I mean, I'm sorry. They just are, because they should realize that as you get older, it is harder and harder to cultivate a group of people, right? To cultivate a friendship. It's hard. It's like, oh my God, it's like you think that, your friends from high school, friends from college will stick with you through thick and thin. I mean, you hope it, but years happen, people do other shit. So cultivating friendships is not an easy thing, right? It's very hard. I think women just honestly ridiculous, okay? To think that every man, every woman will have, always a pack of friends. They don't, right? They really don't.
Even before yourself.
You never known people that have like social anxiety, or they're not.
They don't have family.
Wait, hold on. You're presuming everyone can speak to their family. Like, I don't know if everyone can speak to their family. Some people can. I was literally talking about, I speak to my sisters and my mum, and they made a big deal about it. The fact remains, not everyone has those relationships, and I find it quite fortunate I can. If I didn't, I still have a certain amount of friends that I can open up to or speak to about certain issues. That's it. Not everyone has that.
Laughing man, what is up? What is up, my brother?
And that's how it is. Unfortunately, like, it seems like if a man doesn't have that, for any reason, he's been judged. And I wouldn't judge a woman for being a loner or not being like socially in with.
I would.
Okay, I wouldn't, because some girls don't necessarily prescribe to how many other girls move.
But there's always another person out there like you in this world. There are 8 billion of us.
Hey, look, man.
There's someone out there who's like
and
you.
we're guys. As far as that guy's concerned, he's doing too much. I don't know about you lot. Spade a spade, you move like a bitch. Now, if you need to talk to someone about something, or you can't talk to someone about whatever else, that's your own personal issues. It's got nothing to do with a woman or anything like that. And if you ain't comfortable enough to say how you feel about things to a woman, again, that's your own personal issues.
Would you speak to a woman?
Of course I would. If I'm feeling away about something, but again, There's a way in which I would cry and there's a way in which someone else would cry. I might cry in a way where it's like things are getting too stressful. It doesn't mean I'm breaking down in tears. My cry might be internal, in which case I might switch off. I might be blank a bit. As far as I'm concerned, y'all gotta stop the whole shit. I understand when women do it, nannies and grannies. When you men start going on camera to start crying about how life is hard, seems too performative, my guy. If you wanna do that shit, contact Love and Hip Hop Atlanta or the Kardashians. Express yourself to them, not to this nigga.
Dabs, also, when women have problems.
He's not expressing himself to you, right? He doesn't give a shit about you. Just like you don't give a shit about him, right? He's just expressing himself. Men like that are honestly like low-tier men, right? Men like that are low-tier men. I mean, great. You want to live the life you want to live, that's up to you. But to criticize how other people would live their life, when honestly, it's very innocent. Okay? Men feel loneliness. So fucking what? Right? Why would you, like, you complain that he's feeling lonely? So, this is a problem where I love, right, with the internet, and I try to, facilitate that with, like, when I do, like, Wednesday's panel, where we should be able to express ourselves. We have decades of, what's average men not really having a voice, not being allowed to express their emotions, their thoughts, their opinions, right? Men don't have a space to express themselves. We have facilitated and pushed for women to be able to express themselves. And I think that's, great for them, but it's like, how dare you think that, men shouldn't, express themselves as well? They should. Right? You can voice how you feel. You can voice your opinions. I think that's amazing, right? Whiskey. I think both men and women can ruin relationships. I agree. I do think both men and women can ruin relationships. 100%.
They don't seek men to speak to. That's a form of hypermasculinity. So why does a man need to look for a woman to cry to?
No,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but you're saying, oh, this is why you don't make it hard because you're all laughing.
No.
But when
in that situation there, you was allowed to laugh. Even I wanted to laugh.
Men suffer from hypermasculinity, so they have to conform to a certain way of moving. So even when we're young, for instance, we're conditioned to not cry. Like if you drop over, hey man, don't cry. We're conditioned to be this way. So it's like we can't express ourselves to certain friends because we have to retain a certain image. Because literally, that's it. It's unhealthy, to be honest. You're supposed to be able to express yourself and be yourself.
I don't think that's what it is. I think when men need to be able to learn how to control their emotions from young, because those emotions change as you get into adolescence, and they change from emotions of crying, they change into anger. And when you have a man that hasn't been taught how to handle his emotions and he gets into his teens and those emotions turn into anger, it's like, see love and...
But so you're only going to be taught that if that person, like if you're grown in a household where your dad, for instance, is emotionally regulated. If you don't have that emotional intelligence like that, I think the cycle's going to go like this.
I think
unless you break it yourself.
It's not about saying your child can't cry. It's about trying to say to your child to be strong. That's all it is.
Being strong.
But it's not being strong. It's being a child.
If you don't like something, you say it. It's not about whether it's a man or a woman. But the more you hold things in, the more it affects you.
And you destroy
And the more you start complaining and crying about things that in actual fact you shouldn't complain and cry about. And it looks like you're being weak. But the truth is that you're holding too much things in. If you do not like something, you say you don't like it. If you don't agree with it, you don't agree with it. If you need to fix it,
but when he said it, you just said he's a bitch.
But don't lie about it. Don't deny it.
Hold on. No, hold on. You're saying that you should say whatever. Cool. But he's saying whatever, and then you said he's a bitch.
I didn't say he's a bitch.
So I don't understand. It's like either you say it or you don't say it.
I didn't say he was a bitch. I said specifically, based on that video, you're doing too much.
But why is he doing too much? You just said he should speak.
You've gone on camera on Instagram to do all of that.
No one on the internet cares about you, so why are you posting?
Hold on.
It's not like you. This is the thing where then all women shouldn't post shit, right? It's just that it's an outlet to express your emotions, to express your views, to express your opinions. Purely that. DA, you like Yu-Gi-Oh cards? I used to play it back in the day and still got my original deck. I'm thinking I should take one and get it graded. I mean, if you have old school Yu-Gi-Ohs, that's always a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I didn't play Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I love the show, right? I love the anime. Sometimes I watch it in the background, just have it in my background because it's a really fun thing to watch, right? You have Mr. What was it, Mr. Game and Watch, or Mr. I don't know, Mr. the Time Machine guy. That's interesting. That if you could get a high grade on that, that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad card, right? First edition, those are not bad.
Before when you did that video.
I don't know what
someone to reach out.
Let's ask a question.
We are all human beings. Yes, men are more logic-based, women are more emotion-based, but we are all human beings. We all feel pain. We all suffer. yeah, and to turn a blind eye to say, oh, because you are men, yeah, you're meant to just endure the suffering and yeah, that's how it goes. I just think that's not fair. Like, and for the fact that a lot of men off themselves, delete themselves at an alarming rate, I think we need to take it quite serious that men suffer and they need to be heard.
You know what it is?
Be
Sorry,
open.
I'll just be
Be
honest with
honest.
you, yeah?
You don't want to be honest.
Okay, look, men, it's harder for us to show emotions.
Huh.
Women are more emotional anyway, yeah? And it's harder because
Lying all the time.
you're saying you only care about your man or the brothers within your circle. Okay, cool. But it needs to be more than that. Maybe not for you, but we need to be more than that. I have to care about women that I don't know. Not because I want anything from them, just because they're part of our community. Do you understand? I don't want them to come to harm. Like, I don't want them like if we speak about obviously the broken homes, I don't want them to be left out. I don't want them to be cheated on. I don't want none of that stuff, yeah? But if I'm someone that doesn't give a F, then I'm just like, oh, F their family, F this, F that.
I understand what you're saying, but in return, for us to be able to be receptive to you, you need to take the first step. You need to be the one who's ready to be emotionally.
Why? Why do someone need to do anything? No, you take accountability for yourself. Don't worry about other people, right? This is why you lack the morality. Time Wizard. The Time Wizard. That's for the car. Okay. The Time Wizard. Yeah. That's not bad. It'd be a decent card if you could get it graded. Right? If it's a high grade, that's not a bad card. Yeah. Worry about yourself in the sense that you should care about your morality. What is your morality? Don't expect like, oh, what's their morality? This is the problem, right? This is the problem. You don't hold yourself accountable, right? You lack morality. You lack value.
Available and talk to people. You need to be
Forget
able
all of
to.
that. What you need to accept here is that when we come to you with a problem, not when you come to us with a problem, it's not always something that you can solve. Sometimes
100%, it's just to
sometimes it's just
listen.
you listen.
It's just someone.
Because the reality is that whether I like it or not, I'm going back to work tomorrow anyway.
So
I don't like the way you hug.
But sometimes, you know what it is, yeah? We don't want to talk, but maybe we want you to make us talk. It's okay. Like,
Please. Not to that degree. Sorry, please.
no. Safe space. Safe space.
And this is what he said.
Safe space.
And this is what he said. It's not that making us talk. We don't want to always talk. And sometimes, if you want to know what's going on in our head, you need to kind of probe it out. But the reality is that whatever we tell you, you can't change it or fix it.
Okay,
You
that's
can't do
fair.
nothing about it.
Gabs, I agree with you lot because I have a son and he's 24, but he's angry. He's an angry person.
24?
Yeah, he's 24.
I don't know how
But
you
he's
speak
an
that.
angry
We never
person,
believe
and
it.
I
I asked her, she needs to show us birth certificate. She still hasn't done it. But it's but carry on,
I
sorry,
got it on my phone.
That doesn't mean anything. Man, do it.
No, I've got a son and he's angry, and I think a part of that is the way he's been raised. Like, I think it starts in the home. Like you said, also when you're raising a boy, you've got to show them certain.
It's monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, you've got to show them.
If they don't have
You've
the
got to show them
direction,
they're not afraid
they're
to show
not going to be
emotions.
able to change.
Like I said, my son's angry, and sometimes when we sit down and we do talk, I kind of see why he's angry, and I get things out of him, and he does show emotion, but I've got to force it out of him. And if I don't, he's angry. Like, he's an angry person, and he's angry because he can't show his emotion, and he feels like he has no one
But do you
to
have a
talk to.
problem with doing that though, or does it make you feel like you get more close to him?
It's not that I have a problem with doing it. It's kind of awkward. The way that our relationship is, it's a long story that I can't even go into, but the way our relationship is, it's awkward. I've tried, he's tried, but it's like, it's touchy. It's
But then at the
awkward
same time, I'll
situation.
take my son, for example. My son is all the way emotional. And the reality is that, again, it's nice that you could talk to me and your mum and say all these things that you say, but the truth is, you need to bury some of that shit. Because the reality is that in the real world, they
don't give a fuck about you.
In the real world,
And girls like you will start laughing,
Hold on.
Girls like you
Hold
that don't
on.
give a fuck about no guys.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you represent the world.
I told you.
Yeah,
When
that's
he's
it.
when he's
So
talking
we
to
say
me
it's true.
and he's open to me, guess what? It's
Yeah,
great.
but if
I'm
coming
all
to
cool
his
with it. It's
dad
fine.
or his
But
mum,
at the
that's
same time,
allowed.
there's
That
also
intimate
parts of what
shit.
he does
Yeah,
that I have to make it manipulative. The real world is going to use that against you. The real world is going to twist that, and before you know it, just when you thought that you could confide in that person, they've done one over on you and whispered your thing to someone else.
Okay.
The real world don't accept
You've
emotions
got
like
to
that from
teach
men.
him when
And
he
that's
can and can't show
I
them.
agree, and I do that. What I'm saying to you is that some of the shit that comes with men, you have to bury and sit on
teach
that.
them.
Gabs, how can you say such a thing? Like, that's so outrageous. How can you tell your son to bury his emotions?
You show this through this video. These women are the example of that. These women are the example of why men need to bury their emotions.
For then what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense as to why he would want to bury his emotions. How is he going to survive in the real world by doing that?
I think the reason for me, this is just an
What are you talking about? Men have been surviving in the real world doing exactly that. You know, that in most countries they ban DNA tests because the government knew they would be a big problem. Not saying America, other countries. Yeah. I didn't know that they banned it, but I think they know it would be a big problem. I definitely think they know it would be a big problem. All I know is which countries banned it is France, Germany, Jamaica. I know more, but dang, I didn't know I didn't know those countries banned it.
Observation. I think the reason why men struggle to express themselves in comparison to women is because women have community. And usually from a young age, women have created community with sisters, with friends, and with boys, I think, and guys, I think it's very much like you have to fit in a certain
Whiskey, thank you for the love. What does emotionally available mean? I would say emotionally available is like, it's just more in tune, right? I think someone who's more in tune with their emotions, where you can share it and you can listen to it, right? It's both ways, right? Where you're able to easily express your emotions, and you're able to, interpret other people's emotions or take in other people's emotions.
box. You have to be raised in a certain way. You have to know about a certain thing. You're kind of judged for how you're brought up in a certain way. And I feel like that's the reason as to why some guys struggle to express themselves, because they feel like if I'm not like this guy and I'm too much like that guy, I'm going to get labeled. Like, for example, black boys that grow up in West London that have gone to maybe an all-boys school compared to boys that are black that have been raised in, like, I don't know, East London, for example. They're going to be stereotyped and they're going to be judged based on how their upbringing is. And I feel like that is the main reason why men struggle to express themselves in comparison to women.
Gabs, you are raising the man that was shown in the beginning of. You should bury that shit. Problems on other people. Open your mouth, Ndomo.
Seriously? She literally laughed at the man who opened his mouth. I think it's ridiculous. I think women are honestly just freaking ridiculous. All right, what do you guys think? Whiskey, I really hope that, you'll gain the strength to, get back on the wagon. I really do. I love you, man. I love you, right? I don't want you to struggle, right? I don't want you to deal with the things that you're dealing with, right? I think controlling your vice is a very important thing, right? We as men need to be this is a thing where I've said this a lot, right? One of men's biggest weakness is women and lust, right? Men's biggest weakness is women and lust. And why I say that men need to control that is because it's a dangerous thing, in the sense that men can control that. Nothing, right? Nothing can destroy men. Nothing can bring them down, okay? So men need to control their vices, right? You have to be in control and not let your vices be in control of you, right? I love you, my brother, right? So I just hope the best for you, and I don't want that. I don't want your vices to control you. And when a vice controls you, it drowns you, right? It drowns you. So I hope you will stay strong, my brother, right? Get back. And again, right? It happens, right? People fall. Gotta get back up, my brother. Gotta get back up. So, all right. So I want to do, right? Recently, right? I think recently, right? Megan Thee Stallion broke up with her boyfriend, right? Clay Thomas, I think an NBA player, right? So I wanted to talk about that. I have a few videos, right? A YouTube video, Myron, and a couple of TikTok videos. So I wanted to check it out. Let's check it out.
Wait. Okay, so this comes. Meg Thee Stallion accuses Klay Thompson of cheating on her in her IG story. Cheating had me around your whole family playing house, get cold feet, holding you down through all your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all. Yeah, okay. See, here's the thing, bro. This is why I tell you guys all the time that, like, are very stupid and they lack the ability to, like, understand where they stand in the pecking order, right? And this is a phenomenon that it's really a marvelous phenomenon, chat. If I'm going to be honest with you, it really is a marvelous phenomenon. And the phenomenon is simply this. From all the women that I've spoken to, it's actually scary, yet also interesting, yet also kind of ominous. It's indicative of like an ominous future for us about how women behave, okay? During the course of my going on 6 years of talking to women as a professional, I've come to realize that there are some certain traits that regardless of a woman's background or status or what she does, they all share some very similar characteristics and traits. And one of those is this inability, right, to kind of look at things objectively, right? And let me expand on this. It's very difficult for them to be honest with themselves and look at things objectively. And worse yet, they don't really see where they stand in the pecking order when it comes to the sexual marketplace, right? Man, we kind of have an idea of where we stand. If you don't get this, you're not going to walk around and say you're a 10 as a guy. You're just not going to do that because you don't have the real life proof of reinforcement, right? You don't have the proof to reinforce that belief that you're a 10. So like men are typically a lot more accurate in their assessment when they size themselves up in the sexual marketplace. Unfortunately for women, they have an inability to do this. And I'm going to be charitable. The reason why women have an inability to do this is because they don't get real signals. They don't get authentic feedback, right? Imagine this. Your entire life, you were told you were a princess. You've been rejected maybe once or twice in your lifetime, sometimes zero if you're hot enough. Men have always fawned over you to a degree. You've been able to get mostly what you want. When men in real life aren't doing it for you, you're able to get to the internet and get some attention. So what this has done is it's like really skewed women's perception of reality. And I've always said this, I'm going to say this again. Women don't take L's very well. They do not take L's very well. Why? Because when you've lived a life for 20, 30, 40 years, and you've been able to get over on almost every man you've dated, or you've been able to finesse to a degree where you've been able to always ensure that you're satisfied by the man while he might not necessarily. All the men that you friend zoned, right? When you take an L, it's very painful. You use the Tinder swindler, for example. When a woman finesses a man, no one bats an eye. But when a man finesses a woman, it's national news. It's a Netflix series. You guys saw the girl yesterday on the show. She cried on air because some guy finessed her for like 30K, right? Now, even though that's horrible and it sucks, the point I'm trying to make here is that women simply are just not used to taking L's. They can't really dish what they give out. The rejection that they openly give all the time to men, they can't necessarily take it themselves. Being used like men are all the time, they can't really take that. And it comes from years and years of indoctrination and an overinflated sense of self-worth. What I've realized is that most women chronically overvalue their sexual market value by 2 to 3 points. Let's say a woman's average, right? A 5. Cute, not ugly. She could definitely, get some attention. Most 5s will easily inflate their ego and say that they're an 8 or a 7. Hell, sometimes a 10. And since women have an overinflated sense of self-worth, when reality smacks them, it hurts a lot. Now that you guys understand the female thought process, right, and the concept of an overinflated sense of self-worth, which has been honestly exacerbated by the internet, now we can tackle Meg Thee Stallion, okay? Now, Meg Thee Stallion, as you guys know, is a female rapper that famously was involved in the situation with Tory Lanez. She was a star witness that got him arrested, ruined his career, and honestly, she's been getting quite a bit of heat for it. She started dating Klay Thompson, who is a professional NBA player, and they had like this little, internet romance. Now, Meg Thee Stallion, she thinks...
This is a thing where, I'm sorry, right? Meg Thee Stallion is stupid. She's just like, as wealthy as she is, as famous as she is, she's just as stupid as other women. Now, I think women are smart, but when it comes to love, women are stupid. Right? When it comes to men, women are stupid. Here's a woman, right, who has money, wealth, money, fame, whatever, and who she picks is an athlete. Who she picks is a rapper. Right? Great. Love who you wanna. But then you're surprised that he cheats on you. He lies to you. Yeah. Shows how stupid you are. Now, I've said this before, right? Do athletes 100% cheat? No, of course not. Right? Do rappers 100% cheat? Probably not, right? Probably not. But I don't know, maybe rappers do 100% cheat. But athletes, do they 100% cheat? Probably not. But here's the thing, okay? And it's not about if you're an athlete, you automatically cheat. No, but if you're an athlete, if you're someone who has wealth, who has fame, who has looks, who has, genetics, right? Your body is chiseled, your height is great, all that you have desirable traits, right? That women find desirable. You have options, right? You have options, right? Men that are desirable essentially, they have options. So a man that has a lot of options, the likelihood that he doesn't exercise his options is honestly very slim, okay? It's very slim. I don't have no clear-cut numbers, but it's very slim. So for a woman to date, oh, you know what? Let me get with an athlete. Let me get with a rapper, right? Who have insane amount of options, right? And they're wealthy. For athletes, they have good genetics, right? The body's good, great height. Okay, they have everything, every shallow feature that most women want. To think that man would be monogamous to only you, that shows you your low IQ, your lack of critical thinking, your lack of honestly, actual intelligence. Okay, to think that is absolutely stupid, right? Megan Thee Stallion, she is gorgeous. Now, he may not be able to find a woman that's just as wealthy as Megan Thee Stallion. But let's be honest. He can probably find another woman that's just as good looking or close to good looking or sometimes even more good looking than Megan Thee Stallion, right? This is the thing that a lot of these women don't understand. What type of man you're getting, right? What type of caliber of man you're getting. She's not getting a bum, right? She's not getting a bum that can never find a woman, can never find another woman that's as good looking as Megan Thee Stallion. He could. Now, again, he probably can't find another woman that's as wealthy as Megan Thee Stallion. 100% agree. But the problem is, men don't care. Men don't care, right? What is her wealth going to do for an NBA player, for a CEO, for a high-value man, for a rapper, right? What's her wealth mean? It means nothing. Her wealth means nothing to Tory Lanez, means nothing to Klay Thomas, because these men I'm not saying that they make equal amount of money to her, but they make substantial. They make a hell of a lot of money, right? And she's not paying their bills. She's not buying them houses. She's not, paying for dates, right? So really, these men don't care. This is why I said men don't care about women's career, accomplishments, and money, because at the end of the day, that doesn't go towards men, right? In general, women are not giving money to men. Women rather give their body to men than give money, right? Women rather give their body to men than give money to men. So he got what she could give, her body, right? It's not like she's writing her will for him, So what does she think is going to happen, right? You think this NBA player is going to be faithful to you, monogamous to you? Shows you how stupid you are. It shows you how, honestly, a low IQ of a lot of these women are. You are getting with a highly desirable man. I'm sorry for women to think that highly desirable men, will be faithful to them. It's very stupid.
That since she's famous, she's on the same level of this guy, Klay Thompson. But one thing that black women, wealthy women, successful women don't really understand is that when you're dating a guy that has money or status, they don't really care about your status like that. They really don't. And then what's more, Meg Thee Stallion is known to be a okay? So what I assume happened was Klay Thompson sold her the dream, saw where he can go with it, had a little bit of fun, and now he kind of wants to play the field a bit and have other women. Now, he should have been honest from the beginning and said, yo, I want to have multiple girlfriends, but a lot of guys don't have the game or the sexual market value to pull that off, right? Let's just be honest here. And her being a celebrity, even though she shouldn't get mad at him having other chicks, the fact that she's a celebrity, her ego will not allow that. So this is where this stupid tweet comes from, or this post. She's angry because she got played, and women aren't used to getting played, but she's keenly unaware that her sexual market value is low. It is what it is. So this angry post, literally confirms what we've already known. Most women have an inflated sense of self-worth, and celebrities like Meg Thee Stallion have an even worse sense of this. This is why she's lashing out like this. So let me go ahead and, from what I understand, I think TMZ did something on this.
Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson are going their separate ways. On April 25th, the rapper takes her Instagram stories to call out the NBA.
Yeah, she's a lot of guys Meg Thee Stallion, bro. So I know that shit was probably pissing this nigga off a little bit, bro. I'm telling you, man, he probably watched some Fresh and Fit and got Redpill, man. So this, bro.
Player for his alleged infidelity. The message reads, cheating, had me around your whole family playing house, got cold feet.
Yeah, he didn't want to commit to you because he saw how you did Tory and he knows that you're and he's not trying to ruin his image, dude. A lot of guys are slowly getting red pilled, man. It's a beautiful sight to see. It really is.
Whiskey, thank you for the love. Women are smart. I don't know if I believe that. 10 women and 10 men in a separate room, both are asked to construct a civilization. Which room of people would create a better civilization? Men, right? I mean, men have proven it time and time again. Men create civilizations. Women populate, right? Women populate civilization. They don't create civilization, right? So I'm not saying women are smarter than men. I'm just saying that I don't think women shouldn't be so stupid, right? When it comes to, let's say this, when it comes to other humans, right? What happened to women's intuition? What happened to women reading people well? It's like, seriously, you should, it's like the one thing you should be reading well, you're not doing well.
You down through all of your horrible mood swings and treatment towards me during your basketball season. Now you don't know if you can be monogamous. And I'll break after this one. The rapper also tells E! News in an April 25th statement, I've made the decision to end my relationship.
What she should have done was shut the fuck up, let him have multiple women. He probably would have taken her seriously if she allowed it, by the way, chat. FYI. See, they're so dumb. Like, dude, if a girl is smart, all she needs to do is literally get with a guy, be submissive, don't be a pain in the help him get like, bro, that nigga not going nowhere, man. Like, bro, oh my God.
Women have situational intelligence. I can agree. I could agree.
That guy's not going nowhere, dude. If your guy wants to have other women, right? Like, just accept that shit. Now, I know a lot of girls, like, don't have the heart for it, but, like, if you can figure out how to, like, be okay with that shit and help him get man, I don't think your guy's gonna leave you, man. Give it 1,000. Like, bro, man. Someone said, I'm broke, my no wants to Yeah. You can't do this if you're broke. Chat, disclaimer, hold on. For all the frying back niggas. This only works if you have money, by the way. Sorry. You have to have substantially higher status than the woman for this to work, okay? I think that's a no-brainer, but I guess sometimes I still gotta express this shit out. The problem with Meg Thee Stallion is she still thinks she deserves monogamy when she doesn't. That's her problem. She has an overinflated sense of self-worth because she looks at it like, I'm a famous rapper, like, you better be loyal to me. That's not how this works. Like, he has way more leverage than you do. He could date more women than you can date men, okay, bruh? Like, sorry, he has more viable options than you do.
With Klay, trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. And when those
you don't have the leverage to dictate that. Like,
I mean, like, to be honest, for men, Meg only has her body, and her body's been used by a lot of men. So really, it's like it's not as valuable. I mean, it's not as valuable as it could be, but that's her value. Her money is not her value. Her fame isn't the value because honestly, men don't care, right? I mean, like let's be honest. I don't believe that him dating her has gotten him millions more money.
Like, bro, you don't have the leverage to make demands like this, dude. All right, you're used. You're getting older.
Those values are compromised. There's no real path forward. She continues, I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity.
All right, bro. All right, nigga.
E! News has reached out to a rep for Clay for comment, but hasn't yet heard back.
Yeah, notice how he's not saying shit and she's all yapping. She mad as...
Let's check some TikTok videos on it. Let's check some TikTok videos on the subject.
Yo, the internet must be bored because the Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson breakup has people tweaking out. Megan fans are online saying that Klay Thompson would have been nobody without Megan Thee Stallion, that nobody would have ever known who he was until she gave him a chance. Some of you are saying that he lucky that Megan decided to settle for him. Well, that led to men and women on the internet to make the Megan files, pointing out all the men and women she's...
I did not know. I did not know he got with G-Eazy. I did not know. She got with Young Miami? Damn. Megan Thee Stallion doesn't even know the definition of stallion. An uncastrated male. I didn't know. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, yeah, I think I knew that. Wow, she's dated the who's of, like, honestly, just none of these men or people are known for their moral values, right? None of these people are. I'm just surprised that she got with a G-Eazy. That's interesting.
Been with that she claims did her wrong. Then you got some calling Megan out saying that what about her past cheating allegations, or when she slept with her best friend's boyfriend and the baby in Blueface. But I guess she didn't get backlash for that. Some women online even said that how can she constantly be the victim in every situation? That's not possible. I only got one opinion on the situation, and that's you guys talking about if they couldn't find love, none of us can find love. When the fuck did Megan Thee Stallion and Klay Thompson become relationship goals for our futures? Like, is some of y'all really that parasocial to where if one of your celebrity crushes can't find love, that means you can't find love? Y'all don't know these people. Only celebrity relationship I felt bad for was when Tom Brady White cheated on him with the yoga instructor. I was like, whoa, that's OD. Yo, the internet...
I like this comment, right? He fumbled a bop? Yeah. Fumbled a 3 or 4 is nothing. It really isn't. It's like, seriously, like, he didn't fumble her. I mean, like, again, this is the thing where, like I said, if he was getting her money, then yeah, he fumbled her, right? Her looks and her money, then yeah, I'm pretty sure he didn't really get a dime from her. Pretty sure, right? In general, maybe a couple gifts, okay, but he wasn't making money off of her, so he really didn't fumble her. Okay, let's be honest, he didn't. I think that's ridiculous. Again, beautiful women are dime a dozen, particularly for a man that's, has height, looks, wealth. Yeah, he has no problem finding another woman.
Klay Thompson allegedly cheated on Meg Thee Stallion. Shocker. I wish I could be surprised about this. I honestly do, and I truly hate that he cheated on her, but nothing about this shocks me. Nothing about athletes, rappers, or any man in the entertainment industry do I ever believe are going to be a faithful man. I truly don't even understand at this point why any woman goes into it thinking that she's getting a faithful man when it comes to these men. You know how y'all be saying that little goofy is all men until it's no man? That's where this applies, right? Because most of all them go cheat. And so your best bet is to just want the money and the lifestyle. And pretty much just tell yourself, I'm okay with the cheating as long as I can have the money and the lifestyle, because it's almost a guarantee he gonna cheat. It's just a matter of time whether or not you find out is he sloppy with it, but he is probably going to cheat on you. I don't know how we still at the point where we be having so much optimism when it comes to these type of men. I think a lot of y'all think because these people are who they are, because she Meg the Stallion, because of her body and stuff, you would think, oh my God, Clay would be crazy. How many beautiful women got to get cheated on before y'all realize let that go? That is not a factor in this situation. The attractiveness is not a factor in if he's gonna cheat. So it can't be
because here's the thing, right? Majority of men find majority of women attractive. It's not the same thing other way, right? Majority of women find majority of men unattractive. So for him, it's not a problem for him to find another attractive woman. He'll probably find another woman he finds attractive. She's pretty, yeah. She's Dana Dane. She's not bad, right? I mean, takes wise, sometimes I agree with her, sometimes I don't. Right? So she's not bad.
that y'all are still stuck on. Her being a celebrity doesn't mean anything. He's well known too. They on equal playing field.
But at the end of the day, she making it out without a baby. So a win is a win. Klay Thompson,
Meg the Stallion is an example that when men feel like that you live the lifestyle that they don't feel like is acceptable, you should not have anything good come to you from that point on. If they think that you a hoe, they don't think that no man should ever want you. You should never be treated well by a man. You should never be taken serious by a man. Nobody should ever treat you good again because you were a hoe. If you had a baby by a man with no ring, like Sierra with Future, you should never end up with a good man. You should never find a man who's willing to be the stepfather, take care of your child like it's theirs, and love you properly. You don't deserve that. You should have your life ruined forever.
I think that's ridiculous. Let's say this, right? Whether you deserve it or not, probably not. But to say that your life should be ruined forever, no. I've said this before, right? Whether you're fat, skinny, pretty, ugly, 6 kids, no kids, there will always be a man out there for you. Always. There will always be a man out there for you. Do you want said men? That's the thing, okay? Even if you have 6 kids, right? There will still be a simp out there that would wife you up, be the white knight, and be the stepfather to your 6 kids by 6 different men. There will always be a man like that out there for you. The issue is that, oh, you don't deserve him or you should suffer. No, the issue is that, okay, fine. If you found that man that will sacrifice himself for you, will you treat him right? Right? Will you treat him like a king? Because a lot of times, a lot of these women see these men as simp as well, right? See these men as not better than the men she has in the past. Feel like she's settling for this man. That's why I say that, you know what, these types of women don't deserve these men, because honestly, you're just going to ruin a man. That's it. That is why I would say you don't deserve these men, or you don't deserve that life, because at the end of the day, I can guarantee you, type of women like that will ruin good men. And that's the problem. Women that constantly get with bad men, right? When they get a good man, they're going to ruin him. They're going to destroy him. A lot of times they will turn him into a bad man. So it's not that, oh, we wish terrible things on this woman. No, but it's that she's shown that she has terrible judge and character, right? Terrible discernment. So to be honest, right? And plus, she has a history of dating bad men. So it's rare that, you have a history of dating bad men, and then when you have a good man, you're going to treat him like a king, right? You're going to ride or die for him. You're going to, be everything for him. I think that's rare. I think that's rare, because then when you would ruin your relationships yourself, right? You would destroy a relationship with a good man because you can't help doing it. So that's why you don't deserve it. Men should never trust a woman who is a floozy. I agree.
That's what they want. They love seeing that Megan got cheated on. Even though I don't even really believe in the relationship, I'm just talking about it because it's a trending topic, and I'm only using it as an example because it's a trending topic. The fact of the matter is, women like her, they do not believe deserve a second chance at anything. Once you've done whatever it is that you did, no good should ever come to you ever again in your life.
Second chance? You saw the list of men she's dated. Second chance, she's had multiple. This is why I said, right? I agree with her sometimes. I disagree with her a lot of other times. This is the problem where, honestly, women cannot be all that logical because they can't. Right? Now, sometimes their emotional logic, it sounds, it's sound, right? But a lot of times, because it's emotional, most of the time it isn't, right? Women like Meg, right, had plenty of second chances. You saw her roster, right? You saw her dating history. Every man was a second chance, right? She chose to pick bad men. So every time she's losing her second chance, right? Women think that, they should have always more and more second chances. Bitch, are you crazy? I'm your second chance after 4 different baby daddies. I'm your second chance now. Hell with that shit. Right? I'm not gonna be your second chance because then you're only going to try to destroy me. Right? You're only gonna make my life worse. Whiskey. Thank you for the love. I don't want men or women in relationships to be cheated on. I agree. I wouldn't want either people to be cheated on. Cheated on is never a good thing, right? To be cheated on is never a good thing. But this is a thing where at the end of the day, we have to be accountable, right? We chose the man, we chose the woman that will cheat on us, right? You can't blame men for it, right? You can't blame, men don't want you to have a second chance. No, it's not that men don't want it. It's not that men want you to suffer. It's that honestly, you don't deserve it. Like she said in the beginning, but it's not that you just don't deserve it. It's that I don't want you to ruin a good person. I don't want you to ruin a good man. Right? You have shown that you have terrible discernment. You have shown that you pick relationships that will fail. I don't think that's indicative of you being, you will now all of a sudden be a good woman to a good man.
Now, on the flip side of it, they can go out here and live any kind of way. They can go out here be a hoe. They can go out here have as many kids as they want by as many women. And then you, as a woman, you're supposed to be accepting of it.
Who the hell says you have to be accepting of the pookies, of the players, the bad boys? This is why, honestly, when women try to make sense, they're going to show you that 9 times out of 10, they don't make sense. Who is telling you to get with the pookies? Who is telling you to get with the bad boys, the athletes, the players, right? The CEOs, the high value men? Who the hell is telling you to get with those men? No one is telling you to get with those men, right? What most men are telling you to get with is morally sound men, right? Men that would actually fit your standards. But the problem is that the men that fit your standards, you don't find them attractive, right? This is why you should shut up. Because you don't make fucking sense.
Supposed to look over the things that they did, right? Especially if you're a better catch than they are. You're a woman with no kids. You're a woman who didn't sleep around. They think that you...
She's trying to talk about herself. You're a better catch. You are an ex-fat woman, right? That's now, have a huge ego because now you look a lot better, right? It's the mental scars of these. And this is why I wanted to show this, right? This woman is, honestly, yes, like I said, I agree with some of her takes. I disagree with a lot of her takes. But you can see her mental trauma, right? You can see the trauma of being an ex-fat girl. I dated this girl that was, I found out that she was super fat, right? At one point and got surgery to become extremely skinny. And I can tell you, she was insane. She was insane. She had her own mental traumas. And this is the problem. Women that honestly were ugly as shit. This is the thing, right? Women that were like a 3, right? And then all of a sudden became a 7 and an 8. That fast of a jump, right, is going to make you unstable, right? Because you didn't grow into it, right? It's not like you were like an ugly duckling at 13 and then became a badass girl at 18, because it's a process of growth, right? Where you could hopefully grow into your looks. No, you just one day you were fat and ugly, The next day you are like drop dead gorgeous, right? Essentially, right? So it's like that mental, mental disconnect.
Doing too much by saying, no, I don't want you either because you're passed around. You got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women. You're used goods. See, they don't like that. When
the problem is, right? Why are you even dealing with those men? Here's a problem with women like this, where she has mental traumas, right? Like again, she was fat. She definitely don't want fat men. She definitely don't. She wants the attractive men. But the problem is, right? The attractive men that she wants, well, those men have scars. Those men have a history, right? Multiple baby mamas, many kids, a player, all this shit. That's the thing where these women don't really understand. So she made sense, right? Why would you get an athlete? Don't you know that these athletes, would cheat and stuff? Yeah, that makes sense. Why do you want the good-looking men? I'm not saying that, get with ugly men, but here's the thing, right? Same thing with her thought of, attractive men, or her thought with athletes. They're not known for their monogamous personality or mindset. Same thing with the players, the pookies, the good-looking men, right? The more highly desirable the men are, the unlikeliness of him actually being faithful, right? I'm not saying that they're 100%, cheaters, right? It's going to be like finding a needle in a haystack. But again, right? That haystack, you're going to find a lot of, cheaters. Her problem is that since she has such a high ego, she thinks that she deserves good-looking men, which is fine, right? But she don't realize that good-looking men, honestly, they have a pass. They have a pass. And particularly they have a pass that you don't like, right? They have a pass of being a homemaker, right? A player. Just how it is. So this is why I find women like this disingenuous and honestly stupid and disgusting, right? You were a fat woman, right? And I believe, right, when you were a fat woman, you wish men would go for you for your personality instead of being disinterested in you because of your looks, right? I believe, right? I would think that since being a fat person, right, being not that great of a good looking person, you would hope people being attracted to you for your inner personality. So I would hope that now that you upgraded, you will still have that personality, but you don't. This is the hypocrisy of people like this, or particularly women like this, right? When you were at a 3, you hope other people would ignore that you're a 3 and focus that, maybe you were a 9 inside, right? But now that you became hypothetically an 8, you don't give a shit, right? You want 8s to be attracted to you. You want 8s to want you. But again, the 8s have a personality of a 3, right? It's like it's the disconnect.
you start doing that, and then they hit you with stuff like, oh, you think that you perfect. You ain't never gonna find no perfect man. Funny, huh? Right? You deserve a second chance. Somebody should take a chance on you. You deserve happiness. But the woman don't.
They don't. I would say the same shit about men, right? I would say the same shit. I don't think Pookie's players deserve a second chance. I wouldn't say that, right? The players, they deserve what they get, right? If they can't find a woman that will, ride or die with him or, be with him, that's their fault. No one to blame. It's like, this is the stupidity of a lot of women. Who's telling you to give the Pookies, the bad boys, a second chance? I don't think anyone is.
Whenever she do something that you deem is unacceptable, she live a life that you don't agree with, nobody should ever love her properly again. But you deserve a second chance. And that's why I get so mad when y'all women give these men grace for the messed up circumstances that they come to you with. Being unemployed, not having nowhere to stay, not having a car, having a bunch of baby mamas, not having no money. Why exactly would you give this man a chance, right? Based off his own logic, he don't deserve to be loved properly either. He leftovers, he trash. So why exactly does he deserve a woman like you to come into his life and try to fix up the mess that he done created?
You don't deserve it, but you women still go for it, right? The Pookies, the players, the bad boys, the cheaters, the liars, they have someone to lie to, right? They have someone to cheat on. Right? Those aren't the men that are part of the lonely male epidemic. They're not.
I feel like double standards don't exist over here. I give you back what you put out. If you think that a woman, once she live a life that you don't agree with, don't deserve to be loved properly, guess what? The same go for you. Meg Thee Stallion is...
This right here is why a lot of women have stopped going the extra mile. She made him and his family Thanksgiving dinner, was an amazing girlfriend. And you know right now, like his entire family is telling him that he airballed and absolutely fumbled Meg Thee Stallion. Thing is, he will never, ever, ever find another girl like Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, like literally never. He's never going to find a girl that put in all that effort that Meg Thee Stallion did. The thing is that Meg Thee Stallion is going to find somebody 10 times better than him. Someone that treats her 10 times better than him. I know why? Because she stands on morals, she stands on her own beliefs, and she stands 10 toes down on business. Him, on the other hand, he is going to get someone who is not even close to Meg Thee Stallion. Not even remotely in the same realm as Meg Thee Stallion. He is going to have to live with this for the rest of his life. This is like the biggest regret I'm sure he's ever going to have in a relationship. You fumbled Meg Thee Stallion, dog. You airballed that shit. Airball. You airballed. She's going to find somebody 10 times better than you, way more mature than you, and probably somebody more wealthy. And you are forever going to be known as the guy that cheated on Meg Thee Stallion. That's what you're going to be known as. This right here.
Sheer stupidity. Yo, Whiskey, thank you for the love. Is Megan a good cook? I don't know. But here's the thing, right? That's the stupidity. So you're saying that there's no other woman that would cook for a man? Right? Meg is the only woman that would cook for a man? What did she really say that it's so special for just her?
Here is why a lot of women have stopped going the extra mile.
So a lot of women stop going the extra mile because they dated the cheaters. So now that if they get with a good man, they're not going to go extra mile. So you went extra mile for the cheaters, but for good men, you wouldn't. Honestly, the low IQ of women.
She made him and his family Thanksgiving dinner, was an amazing girlfriend.
Okay, you said make his family Thanksgiving dinner. Would you not do that? There's no other women that would make food, can cook? That's not a unique trait to Meg, right? That's not a unique trait to her. That's the sheer stupidity. What do you equate her to being so great? Her wealth? He's not making money off of her. He's not getting part of her wealth. Cooking? Are you stupid? It's like first of all, right? First of all, to say that no other woman is going to cook for him is absolutely stupid. But here's the thing. The man is a millionaire. He doesn't fucking need you to cook for him. He doesn't need you to cook for him. It's like, oh my God, he cheated on Meg Thee Stallion because he wanted to find a woman that cooks for him. Are you dense? He cheated on her, if he did cheat on her, because he wanted a woman. He wanted another woman. Just plain and simple, right? It's like, again, it's like sometimes women like have such low IQs when it comes particularly to men. They seem like to not understand men at all.
And you know right now, like his entire family is telling him that he airballed and absolutely fumbled Meg Thee Stallion. Thing is, he will never, ever, ever find another girl like Meg Thee Stallion. I mean, like literally never.
Don't care, right? I find it stupid that you think that if he cared that he can't find another woman like her, why would he cheat on her? Don't care, right? To find another woman just like her, obviously, he could care less about that. I swear, it's like women this is why women like this or this can't get with wealthy men. Jay-Z, right? Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce. The man is a billionaire, right? I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a billionaire, or like he's a multi-millionaire. And he cheated on Beyonce. You think Meg is better than Beyonce? Let's be honest. So if Jay-Z can cheat on Beyonce, what do you mean? Right? Find a more wealthier man. Yeah. You think that wealthier man wouldn't cheat on her? And seriously, like, Meg has we already seen it. She has a terrible rap sheet. She chooses, the typical rapper athlete.
He's never going to find a girl that put in all that effort that Meg Thee Stallion did. The thing is,
why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Sometimes, like, I find it a little bit funny where, so you're downplaying every other woman, right? No woman compares to Meg. Are you dating her? Are you in love with her? It's like absolutely stupid. I don't know if she's a good person. I mean, like, I've seen really nothing about her personally, right? So this is why I think people like this are stupid. You don't know these people. You don't know these people. You don't know how good of a girlfriend she is. You don't know. She cooked for his family. Great, but how like, do you know if she actually cooked every meal? With her money, she probably just catered to that shit.
Is that Meg Thee Stallion?
TBD, what is up, my brother? What is up? Yeah, he will never find another woman like her because no one else is her. He can find someone better. Yeah, he can find someone better. Hell, whether he finds someone better or not, he don't give a shit. He will find someone that he wants, right? He already tapped it, so he don't really need it.
He's going to find somebody 10 times better than him. Someone that treats her 10 times better than him.
Where was your proof of that? Is he 10 times better than, I don't know, Tory Lanez, G-Eazy? Like, is he 10 times better than all the ones she's been with? I mean, like, seriously.
I know why? Because she stands on morals, she stands on her own beliefs, and she stands 10 toes down on business.
She stands on her morals and her own beliefs. Her morals were so great, she dated multiple rappers and athletes. What's her morals? What is that? Just dating, the players and bad boys?
Him, on the other hand, he is going to get someone who is not even close to Meg Thee Stallion. Not even remotely in the same realm.
Big bars. What is up, my brother? What is up?
As Meg Thee Stallion. He is going to have to live with this for the rest of his life. This is like the biggest regret I'm sure he's ever going to have in a relationship. You fumbled Meg.
That's stupid. No, he didn't fumble her. Like, if he actually wanted her, he could keep her. He didn't want her.
Post reads, I've never heard of Klay Thompson, and I go to a lot of NBA games. He's only relevant because of Meg Thee Stallion. Wayno 119 gives the best response money could buy. He says, how many rings Megan got? Because my boy Klay up here got 4 of them things. And what we not going to do is allow you to disrespect one of the greatest shooters of all time. His personal life and his professional life are separate. Whatever he got going on with Meg, that's their issue. That ain't got nothing to do with who he is or his resume as a professional basketball player. You are talking to one of the original Splash Bros. Okay, number one, she lying. Because if you go to a lot of NBA games, you know who Klay Thompson is. If you know who Steph Curry is, you should know.
I want to say this, right? I Googled it, right? Klay Thomas net worth is $140 million. Meg Stallion's net worth is $40 million. The guy is more than 2 times her net worth. Right? He don't need her. He don't care about her. All she was a good-looking body, right? A good-looking face. 3 or 4 stick together. They definitely do. I mean, like, amazing that he dwarfs her in wealth. He don't need her. She's nothing special, right? She's just another good-looking woman. That is it. And like I said, most men find most women good-looking. Oh my God, his next girlfriend's not gonna cook his Thanksgiving. Fuck what? So what? 140 million? I cater that shit. I don't need you to cook. Great if you could, but so what? It's like, women are ridiculous.
Who Klay Thompson is. Guaranteed top 5 shooter of all time. There's no way you go to a lot of NBA games and you don't know who this man is. Now, I know a lot of y'all are upset because she got cheated on, but you know what? It is what it is. But what I do find funny is how some of y'all act like just because she's attractive, like it's impossible for her to get cheated on. Like, I never understood that logic with a lot of y'all. Like, oh, he cheated on Meg Thee Stallion? Yes. He can find 10 of her. When it comes to somebody like Klay Thompson, he has access to 10 Meg Thee Stallions at any given moment. She is not special. I know y'all believe that, but he doesn't. And if it's that big of a deal, if y'all want it so badly for her, why don't y'all go ahead and propose to her, marry her, so we can all fucking live peacefully and y'all can go on about y'all business. And another thing, why are we so empathetic because she got cheated on? Didn't she cheat on Party? Isn't that how that went? After he stood up for her against the baby and all these other niggas, protecting her, doing what he was supposed to do as her man, did she cheat on that man? Did y'all have the same sympathy train for him?
I don't know this celebrity drama shit. I just think it's funny seeing how women react to the shit like this.
You know what? Of course y'all want to have that conversation with me, because y'all know damn well y'all move the goalposts like no other. When she cheat, it must be him. But when she get cheated on, that man must be a monster. Y'all don't know who Meg was in that relationship. Let's be realistic here. In her space, what man actually wants to wife Meg Thee Stallion? Outside of the way she looks and the money that she makes, what does she truly have to offer? The way she looks is the only thing that could possibly qualify her, because outside of that, her rap sheet is not a good rap sheet. You carry yourself the way you carry yourself, and you want.
To be honest, right? I think Meg is good looking, but the problem is I never cared. You know, I mean, it's great. I mean, of course, why would I care? But I would say this, right? One thing I do like about her is that she's an anime geek. And I always think that it's stupid that, so being an anime geek, right? She gets with the athletes, the players and bad boys. Stupid.
Wonder why you get the results that you get. It literally makes no sense, bro. You've been running the streets since you've been in the industry, Meg. And you truly thought Prince Charming was just going to come in and save the day? And then you chose a nigga that has never truly shown any signs of a husband. Let's be realistic here. Being cheated on is a prerequisite of dating an athlete. That's just the reality of it. And Meg,
most people understand that. I'm sorry. Any woman that is surprised that she got cheated on by any athlete, I don't give a shit. He's high school. I don't give a shit. He's college, pro, whatever. You think that you're surprised that you got cheated on by an athlete? You're low IQ.
You thought you were bigger than the program. That's why it bothers you the way it does. That's why it bothers your fans the way it does. You thought shaking that ass was going to be the difference maker. No, you don't magically just acquire the characteristics of a wife because you just like somebody a lot. Especially when you're dealing with a man that's not a bum. He makes good money. He's in the same tax bracket as you probably. And he's well known in his own field. Y'all don't realize how much motion Klay Thompson has even at this point in his career. Meg, in your post, you said you need to take a break. Please do take your break, because you need it more than anybody does. Y'all keep it change.
Yeah, she's got to let that air, right? She's been with way too many people. She's got to let it air, right? Let it breathe for a bit. So I wanted to, since I talked about the woman a little bit, few TikToks down. I wanted to continue to talk about it a little bit, right? So I'm done talking about essentially the Meg Thee Stallion celebrity drama, right? But I wanted to talk about this is Dana Dane, right? The woman that was skinny, right? The black girl that looked skinny, and now what I said before. So I thought it was interesting. I had some few videos of her saved, and I thought I want to talk about it.
This post right here is...
Oh, and Whiskey, thank you for the love. Sexual relationships are supposed to be sacred. The more partners you have, the less you will be able to bond. I agree. 100% I agree, right? Another problem with Meg. Plus, right, the more partners you have, I believe the less you have, the less you are good at discernment, right? I honestly believe, right? The less you are good at discernment, like good at judging character, good at judging people. I think, the more partners you have doesn't make your discernment skills or your judging skills better. I don't think so.
For the fellas, I want to ask y'all a question. Y'all know who this woman is, right? Dana Dane, right? The woman that gets on here like she floats above everyone else. Let me ask the fellas a question. Y'all hear her all the time talk about how she is celibate, how she's not dating, how there ain't no good men on her level, right? Right. Let me ask y'all a question. Do y'all think when she looked like a fucking beluga whale, she had that same mindset and that same outlook on life, them same standards? No. This is why I keep telling y'all, be careful about women that get online claiming they're not dating or they're celibate, right? Because more times than not, what they're trying to do is they're trying to snap back their coochie. They think that if they stop getting plowed and being used as a human trampoline, that somehow the vagina is going to snap back. It don't snap back. Once you create a hallway, it is a hallway. My point is this. Guarantee you, when she looked like this, she would sleep with anybody. And she probably got ran through. But now that she looks a little better after surgery and all that other nonsense, now she gets online thinking like she floats above everyone else. Fellas, whenever you hear a woman claiming she's not dating or celibate, that's AKA, I used to get used as a human trampoline, and now I'm not anymore because now I got values. Now I got standards, right? This post.
My thing, right? Hell, I'm big and I got standards. My thing is this, okay? I think everyone should have standards, okay? My problem is that your standards are stupid, right? I'm going to be critical. So let's say, hypothetically, I don't know her well, so I'm not going to say necessarily for her, but I'm hypothetically, right? A person that's this fat, right? That's this, whatever. I said this before with her video. You would hope that, you know what? She's a 3. You would hope that she, would want people like, I'm going to love people beyond their looks, right? Right? You hope that they have some, they would not be shallow, right? You would hope, okay? Because the people they want, they would hope those people won't be shallow. Because if they were shallow, they would not even touch this woman, all right? So you would hope that, you know what? She would value men on personality, on his principles, his morals, his values, something deeper, right? Something deeper. It's okay. Her standards when she's like this fat should be, yes, I want a good man, a monogamous man, a man that, you know what, is faithful, good-hearted, loving, caring, right? He has morals. He treats people kindly with respect. Nothing about his looks, nothing about shallow traits, right? Nothing about his money, nothing about if he's charming, nothing about his height, right? The problem with women's standard is that, I guarantee you, and she said, I believe she says, like, she could never find a good man. Bullshit. You could. The problem is that you can't find a good man that is attractive, right? That you find attractive. There are plenty of good men. Just like when she was talking about the pookies, the players, the bad boys, why the fuck are you talking about them? Why the hell are you talking about giving those men second chances? Right? Your focus should be on, no, I just want men that are morally sound, respectful, loving, monogamous, right? Will be good fathers, good husbands, right? He's a productive adult, right? That's what you should be talking about. No, but you're talking about the pookies, right? You're talking about the players, that these pookies and players need to change or be better men or all that shit. Girl, you shouldn't be talking about these. This is why your standards are messed up, right? When you're fat, you wanted the attractive men to change and be attracted to your fat self. But now that you're pretty, right? You still want the attractive men to change and be good men and, want you and shit like that. But you find out these attractive men aren't that great of a men, right? These highly desirable men aren't that great of a men. She ate a good man. She did. That's the insanity of it.
Me being single at my age didn't come from bad decision making, stupid.
Mind y'all, fellas, this woman gets online, talks all that shit about herself and other women and sometimes other men, and she used to look like this. Like, remember how in this video when she said that back in her 20s, right, all the men were players and there were no good men to pick from? They wasn't picking you anyway, sissy.
And this is the thing, right? Women constantly say all good men were players. Bullshit. No. The problem is all the good men that you find attractive were players, right? All the men you think were good, right? All the men that you wanted were players. It's not about all men, all good men or whatever bullshit you want to say, where there weren't any. There were. This is why I have to talk about shit like this, right? This is why I want to talk about this like this. Is because these are the insanity of women, right? Like Meg Thee Stallion. You pick an athlete. You think he was gonna be a faithful man? You're stupid or something, right? You think that you want the players, the bad boys, the pookies, the highly attractive, highly desirable men to be good men? Are you stupid? Yeah. No duh, these men are players. It's like it's kind of natural for, in my opinion, highly desirable men to exercise options. It's really innate to a lot of men to spread their seeds. To be honest, it's the men that aren't don't find dating easy, enjoyable, whatever. They'd rather settle down. They'd rather get out of the rat race, right? Now, I'm not saying that all the time these men that, want to settle down are ugly, but they're just like, you know what? Dating is such a game. Most men don't want to play, right? Whether he's ugly or good, attractive, most men don't want to play it, right? Average men, I mean, this is the thing where average is good, right? Most average men are neither ugly or attractive, right? They're more subjective, right? It's like to the individual woman, they will be found attractive or not. But most men, they don't want that rat race. They don't want that game of dating. So those men, they want to settle down. But a lot of these women, they don't want those men because they don't find those men attractive. Dating statistics have shown that most women find most men unattractive. Most women find only the top 20% of men attractive, right? And yet these women are crazy about it.
In your 20s, because in your 20s, you was big as a fucking house.
Yeah, dating is a pain.
There's no way that take made y'all that mad. Y'all pulling up 20-year-old. Listen, the center of what he said. Okay, I'll give it to you, right? I've never looked Dana up what she looked like fucking 15 years ago. I never had a reason to. Ain't nothing she said ever made me that mad. Bro went deep. With that being said, before I go on this.
Here's my thing, right? Mad. I don't know if I would say mad, but I would say this, right? I hate hypocrisies. I hate delusion. I hate, people talk a lot of shit, but, they don't really recognize themselves. Lack of accountability. Like I said, her being fat, right? Her used to be fat. You would hope that she would have a different perspective now that she's pretty, right? You would hope. You will hope that she values morally sound men that with good inner selves, more than she values men of looks, right? You would hope. Beta. Yeah.
Rant. I need y'all to understand something. This is me I had to be 15, 16. I was always a taller gentleman. You can't see it through the big baggy shirt. This is back in this back in the 1800s. But I already had muscle. I was 17 in this picture. Already, had a little upper chest, little arm gains going. You understand me? This is in 2016. So by the age of 22, I was already having, my way. Physically, I know people get online and lie to you. Oh, women don't like muscles. I promise you they do. I've been muscular for a very long time. I'm 31 now. This is when I was, selling out shirts on I had already started my YouTube shit, my social media shit. I had the social media motion and the money motion. I was selling out, shirt sales and all that. I was in a committed monogamous relationship though. I got married early. And I remember in that video where Dana was like, hey, all the good looking men who had the options was out here being hoes essentially. Right? They were doing what good looking men do. All the ugly niggas got married. I said, well, damn.
See? A woman that says shit like that, you don't think men should hold her accountable? Right? She's the ugly bitch. Right? That's why no one wiped her up. Now that she's a pretty bitch, she's mad that, she can't get wiped up by good looking men. It's like, what an idiot.
Ouch, Dana, damn. We were just out here in love and shit. I was just in love. I was never a nigga who was like, oh, the black girls ain't fuck with me. The girls ain't fuck with me until the girls was fucking with me, man. I was just a relationship guy, right? Some of us, anyway. But there are some things he said in that video that you can't just let slide. And the people who hate Dana, right? They just gonna agree with it anyway. Like the whole Bernard shit and Anthony Joshua, right? She had her time where she was on live with Bernard giggling and going back and forth. And she made I think she went viral for talking about Anthony Joshua a few times. There's nothing wrong with that. She's a single woman. And I want y'all to look at it from the male perspective. Say you're a man, you almost 40. You got money, you living the life you want to live, and you're single. And you got this motion on social media. You can be on here with pretty young girls. As a man, you probably be laid up with some of them, right? You might be talking about pretty young things and all that. Oh, if you see what you like, you can talk about it because you're single. You a single man and you got your shit together. You might be out here talking about, oh, she fine and she got 3 baby daddies. That doesn't mean that you're about to marry these women, you know? So like Dana being a single woman and having fun with single men who she finds attractive and she says she's celibate, so she's not like sleeping around or anything. So like, that's just her being a single woman. Also, Dana
is she having fun with single men? Like, she's complaining a lot about the men, the caliber of men she's attracting. Is she having fun? I don't know. I've seen a few of her videos complaining about, oh, the men out here are, you know, single dads. No, those are the men that you're attracting, or the men that you're attracted to. That doesn't sound like she's having fun.
Good now. Man, pulling up pictures from 20 years ago is crazy. I understand the point, right? Because she was saying, well, when I was in my 20s, all the good looking men weren't checking for nobody because they was being hoes and doing this, that, and the third. Which she's right. But you saying, well, nigga, they ain't want you anyway. And you're right, right? Maybe. Because hell, I be on live, we be doing a little pop the balloon shit. A big girl come across the screen. We don't do big girls over here. I don't think that shit's attractive. I be like, woo, pop. On some funny shit. We just be having fun on live. And it's always 4-5 dude. Hold on now. I like mine 250. I like mine 300. So hey man, she really might be telling you from experience the story she telling. I'm just saying, just cause.
I think it's disingenuous. The men that say they love the big girls. I think the men that say they love the big girls is the men that can only get the big women. Right? I'm not, you know, who am I? I've dealt with some big women too. You know, he's a mama's boy. I dealt with some big women too. I mean, you know, my history, it's not the most glamorous. But I can tell you, right? It's like, you know, they're easy, right? They're easy. A lot of big women are honestly very easy to get with.
You and I don't like them fat, don't mean that she wasn't dealing with no dudes that like big girls. Also, in that picture, like half her face was swollen. I think you got an unflattering picture and posted it as like, this is what she looked like all her 20s. I don't know. I just don't like to see y'all talk about it.
What do you guys think? Love that tax money? All right, let's do some more TikTok videos. Let's do some more TikTok videos.
So I've been married for more than 15 years.
Congratulations.
I have been in a side relationship that my husband recently found out about. How can I convince my husband to let me keep the side deal?
Well, first of all,
man is a simp. She can keep him. But she ain't getting him. This is the thing where this is the problem. When men are desperate, it's a wrap, right? He's not a man. When men are desperate, they are less than a man. They're doormats. They're spineless. They're weak men.
First of all, he shouldn't. You need to change that convince word to manipulate.
Ooh.
We're not gonna play those games right now. You took a vow. You took vows. You stood before God or whatever it is you believe in and said that you were going to love this man. It's sickness and through health, for rich and for poor. You said that you committed whenever you took that vow. You committed to be there even in the hard times, even in the times where you were not fully emotionally fulfilled. You still took on that position to say that I'm going to have those conversations. I'm going to communicate. I'm not going to breach the trust in this marriage. You lack marital integrity. And if you lack marital
Whiskey, thank you for the love. We all have flaws. Yes, we all do, right? I definitely agree. We all have flaws, right? She is evil. She's evil. Her flaws are just evil.
integrity, you lack integrity as a person as well. So my next point to make is the audacity must be on sale right now for you to be able to say, how can I convince my husband, a man at that,
convince my husband to let me still have a side relationship as if I did not betray this man, as if I did not hurt this man, as if I did not dishonor this man, as if I did not disrespect this man, and you want to ask for something? You want to ask for what it seems like more of a favor because it's only going to work in your favor. It's nothing that is going to work for him. I don't like when we play these games like this. You entered into what you two believe was a monogamous agreement, and you made it a polyamorous thing. You did. Let me tell you something else that you did. Let's talk about the lack of responsibility. I'm gonna tell you one more thing because I'm sure some other panelists have something to say.
Isn't it also right? These fat chicks, because men are giving them attention, they don't understand what's good attention and bad attention. Right? A man that would cheat on you, right? Cheat with you, is already a shitty man. This is why I said women are their own worst enemy. Women say, "Oh, men lie." Do men lie? Or you just ignore fucking red flags. You just ignore red flags. That's it. Right? It's not that men lie. It's that you don't give a shit. Right? You're literally with a man that would cheat, right? That would help you cheat in a marriage. You're disgusting. Right? Evil, disgusting ass woman.
This is the problem that I have. Whenever you open up your marriage to something that somebody else did not consent to, if your side piece has depression or anxiety or anything like that, there's a spiritual exchange that takes place when you go sleep with somebody else that you now have invited into your home. So part of the reason why your marriage is not happy is because you were lusting over the fence to begin with. You invited that into your marriage. You corrupted your home. The best thing for you to do, because he does have the right
Dizzy, what is up, my sister? Been a while.
To leave you. The best thing that you could do, the responsible thing you can do, is either end that relationship on the side or leave that man alone and let somebody else find him.
Clap it up, clap. So I've been married.
Yeah, this woman is disgusting. Utterly disgusting. But I want to show that, you know what, a lot of women are hypocrites.
Hey,
They're
Queen, so
discussing
just a
themselves, right? So
Hey, Queen, so just a reminder that a man would never see you and think you're ugly and take you on a date anyways. He'd never be like, maybe she'll grow on me. Maybe her personality is great. She's kind of funny. Like, maybe I'll give her a chance. No, a man would never do that. And society has never held them to that standard. Like, men are never expected to compromise their attraction for a romance, but women are. Isn't that crazy? So, like, no, you should not give the ugly guy a chance. Okay, have a good day. Hey, Queen, so just a
we should give ugly ass women a chance. To say that men don't give ugly women a chance is honestly ridiculous because, like I said, I've said this multiple times. Most men find most women attractive, right? To say that there are actually ugly women is honestly stupid, right? There's extremes. There's two extremes: ugly, hyper attractive. Most people are in the middle, right? You're neither ugly or really handsome. Okay, you are very subjective, right? Usually, right, when I said the ugly and the handsome, those are conventional. So they're more objective, right? This man is objectively attractive because 99% of women find him attractive. This woman is objectively ugly because 99% of men find her ugly. That's the thing, right? Most people are in the middle. You're neither ugly, you're neither attractive. You are subjective, right? You're subjectively attractive in a way, right? There will be some people find you ugly, some people find you, attractive. Okay? If literally women on the 600-pound life, right? A TLC show of extremely morbidly obese people, if a lot of these women can have husbands and boyfriends, you are the problem. You are the problem. You're ugly. You're honestly, your ugly self is hoping that highly attractive men, right, would go for you. So that's what you're going for. This is the problem with how women think and how women speak about people. Okay, they have a skewed view. This woman is honestly below average, but yet she's talking like she's something special. Absolutely ridiculous. And I really find women just disgusting who think like this. Don't date ugly men. It's like, this this is what I said about the whole Dana Dane thing. Okay, you would hope that a woman like looking like this would not judge people on shallow views, right? On shallow values, right? Dizzy, you're perfect, right? Hey, what can I say? You know, you gotta love the ego. You gotta love the ego of some women today. I'll give you credit, right? You have a bigger ego than me, and so that's amazing. But here's the thing: that's nice and all, but you would hope that women that look like this would have some sense of, I don't know, grounded morality, grounded views. Where I'm not going to judge a man on his looks. I'm going to judge a man on his personality, because on the flip side, you wouldn't want to be judged on your looks. But even an ugly woman is still judging a man on his looks. So yeah, right? So since men shouldn't date ugly women, then you have no problem that men don't want to date you because you're ugly, right? It's that hypocrisy. It's that delusion. I'm absolutely against. You would hope someone like her, right? Someone like her would view men, right, on not shallow traits. You would hope, because she would not want men to view her on shallow traits, right? Base her attractiveness on her looks instead of more on her personality or something deeper. You would hope, but no, right? Even the ugly women are just as shallow. We have a problem when average women they don't want average men. That's what makes them delusional, right? Utterly, utterly delusional.
I'm trying to sound like a pick-me bitch.
Hey, Queen, so just a reminder that I'm
To me personally, but I think he was just mentioning a personal goal for himself. And then he proposed the question of us going to a hotel for the weekend, but I wasn't fully sold on it because I don't know why I was fearful of having sex with him and worried I might just be a fetish to him. He's white. We both also lived with our family at the time, so I guess the hotel thing made sense for intimate time with me. He would randomly send me money for things. He has a good job, hobbies, etc., but I always felt hesitant with him. I held off dating seriously until I finished grad school and figured once I'm done with this, I'll take dating more seriously instead of on a whim. Well, just a few months before graduation, he removed me off all of his socials. Turns out he got a girlfriend that lives in California. Looking back now, she was looking at my stories around the time he asked her to be his girlfriend, as their 4-year anniversary just passed. I was so sick about this because he was always around for so long and I didn't think he would drop me. Within 2 years, they had an interfaith marriage. And now it's 4 years later and they have lived the life I envisioned with him. Trips to his home country in Europe, dinner dates, beach dates with wine. He showers her with flowers and gifts, helicopter rides in the city. It's like he elevated her life. He even moved out to California to be with her. I feel like I fumbled the biggest bag and worry I won't attract someone intentional as him now at my big age of 31. I'm running into unintentional men who use me for sex, men who believe in 50-50, lack of romance, men with weird jobs. Feels like a destiny swap took place. Or maybe this is my karma for not valuing him when I had his attention. I'm just looking for some hope. Match with a guy.
Here's the thing. I think you need to wake up, right? You need to wake up. This is a thing. I always believe that women have found good men. They just chose not to stay with good men. They just chose not to pick the good men, right? You have no one to blame but yourself. Now, is it impossible? No, of course not. Women have it easy. Women have dating on easy mode, right? A woman like that can definitely find a good man. The problem is, do you want that good man, right? Are you attracted to that good man? Do that man have other attractive traits you want? At one time, you had a man that's honestly maybe as someone you want, right? I always find it funny that women say, "Oh, I dated millionaires." Great. What happened to him? You dated him. You didn't want him, and now you're coming out here. You still wanting the millionaire? That's the stupidity, right? You dated a man that was almost perfect, and now that you're out here, you still want almost perfect. You're stupid, right? You're stupid. You had that chance. You didn't want it, right? You didn't want it. You didn't value it. You broke up, whatever. So that's on you. To think that there's always another good man out there is honestly stupid. Right? It really is. Like, we as humans don't live like couple 100 years lives, right? There are billions of people on this earth. Maybe in your own city, there's millions. Right? It's hard to think that, there will always be the person that I think is perfect. You're stupid, right? There's plenty of people with flaws. If you found the right person, right, the just right person, You have to do whatever you can to stick with it, to make it happen. But no, women, this is the thing where women do this, right? Monkey branch, or the grass is greener, or you know what? I can, not focus on him, not make him a priority, and then later down the road, maybe make him a priority or find someone else better, right? Women do this shit all the time. And I say this at the end of the day, right? As women age, they become bigger red flags. Why? Because of that mindset alone, right? That mindset is one of the reasons why women are big red flags. To think that there's always another man, the grass is always greener, is a huge red flag. Because any man that gets with a woman like that, right? She would think she's settled for you. She will always be like, you know what? I want something better, right? You will always be someone she's settled for. Don't do it. Don't go with these types of women, right? Don't go with these types of women. It's honestly ridiculous. Let's listen to it again.
When I was 21 on Tinder, he was 23. From 21 to 27, we went on a couple of cute dates, but nothing too serious because I wasn't in the mindset.
21 to 27. 21 to 27. You were with him about, let's say, 5-6 years, and you still didn't make it serious. Right? You still didn't take it serious. You have no one to blame but yourself. About 5 years, and you didn't make it serious? It wasn't serious to you, and you had other, again, career women. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it's impossible for career women to have it all. I say it's unlikely. Right? It's unlikely. Because to have it all, you got to think, you have to put your focus into something. A lot of these women put their 100% focus into their career, which this woman will say she does.
Of our later dates when I was 27, he mentioned one of his goals was to get married. Not to me personally, but I think he was just mentioning a personal goal for himself. And then he proposed the question of us going to a hotel for the weekend, but I wasn't fully sold on it because I don't know why I was fearful of having sex with him and worried I might just be a fetish to him. He's white.
You were with him for years, and you fear that. You fear to have sex with him. You're wasting his time. Right? Women like this will string men along, right? Keep men in their friend zone, keep men in their back pockets for whenever they're ready, right? When they're ready for you, that's when you get a chance. Thank you.
We both also lived with our family at the time, so I guess the hotel thing made sense for intimate time with me. He would randomly send me money for things. He has a good job, hobbies, etc., but I always felt hesitant with him. I held off dating seriously until I finished grad school and figured once I'm done with this, I'll take dating more seriously instead of on a whim. Well, just a few months before graduation.
That's another problem with a lot of women, right? That's another problem with a lot of women where they think that, you know what? Life will go according to my timeline, right? That's the ego of a lot of women. Who are you to think like that, right? Life will go according to my timeline, right? When I think it should be happening, right? I believe that, you know what? Men should wait, right? I'm going to focus 100% on my degree. I'm going to focus 100% on my work. And then, you know what? When I'm ready, men will be there for me, right? Men should be ready for me, right? That's what I think. That is the insanity of women, right? That's the stupidity of women. To think that life should follow whatever timeline you have, honestly, is idiotic.
And he removed me off all of his socials. Turns out he got a girlfriend that lives in California. Looking back now, she was looking at my stories around the time he asked her to be his girlfriend as their 4-year anniversary just passed. I was so sick about this because he was always around for so long and I didn't think he would drop me. Within 2 years.
See, she put him in the friend zone, or she put him on the sideline, not being serious with him for years, thinking that, he will always be an option for her. That's the thing where I'm sorry. Man, I'm glad that man, walked away when he did, but he wasted years on her.
They had an interfaith marriage. And now it's 4 years later and they have lived the life I envisioned with him. Trips to his home country in Europe, dinner dates, beach dates with wine. He showers her with flowers and gifts, helicopter rides in the city. It's like he elevated her life. He even moved out to California to be with her. I feel like I fumbled the biggest bag and worry I won't attract someone intentional as him now at my big age of 31. I'm running into unintentional men who use me for sex, men who believe in 50-50, lack of romance, men with weird jobs. Feels that
you're 31, right? You're 31. You're not 21. You're not 27. Right? Egotistical. Exactly. All right. Who are you? What are men getting from you? You're older, right? You're more delusional than ever, right? You have higher standards than ever. Okay. It's like, I swear to God, one of the biggest lies that women are trying to break, trying to ignore, right? One of the biggest things that women are ignoring is that, you know, you're just as valuable in your older age. No, you're not. I'm sorry, you're not. Now, as a human being, yeah, you're valuable, but in the dating market, it's like women can't be able to. Women are not able to separate the two, right? When men talk about your value, they don't mean as a human, right? They mean as someone in the dating market, right? They mean as someone in the dating market. Her value, 31, the life she's lived, the expectations she's had, I don't know, whatever else, it's lower, right? The men you are attracting is the men that you qualify for, right? The men that you ignored or you played with, right? Well, you don't qualify for him anymore. That's it. So stop hanging on the men that you used to have, right? This is the thing. It's just like I said, right? Women that dated millionaires. You're not going to always be able to attract millionaires, right? There was one time when your value was at your peak, you were attracting top quality men. To think that, you know what, when your peak is, when you're going down, your value, you think you'll always attract quality men? This is why in this space we said, yo, attract men, right? Go for men at your peak value, right? Usually it's in college, right? When you're 21 to 25, that's the time you get the man that's at the best man you can get at that age, right? You get the best man you can get because it doesn't get better, right? I mean, I'm saying not impossible, but you're playing the lottery. You're paying the lottery because it doesn't get better.
A destiny swap took place. Or maybe this is my karma for not valuing him when I had his attention.
It's your karma, right? It's your karma. And it's your stupidity. To think that, you know, there will always be men like that out there for you, you're ridiculous. It's your ego. It's the karma. It's what you deserve. I'm sorry. Like I said, it's not impossible, but I just think that listen to what type of woman she is, right? She's delusional, right? She thinks that she deserves something that honestly, why, right? I mean, like, why would she deserve it? It's just, she looked as ridiculous. I don't know. But what do you guys think? Guys, that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. All right. Whiskey, I love you, my brother, right? I hope you get back on the wagon, right? I hope you get back up, right? I know we're all flawed, right? But the problem is that it's perseverance, right? As men, we have to get back up. We have to persevere, right? Be strong, my brother, right? I hope that this community is here for you. I love you. I want you to, you know, stay strong, you know, control your addiction, control your, you know, your vices, right? I love you, my brother, right? So don't let it control you. So I hope you get sober again. Big bars, I love you, my brother, right? Thank you for the love. Thank you for the support. Laughing man, I love you, my brother. Dizzy, I love you, my sister, right? I always love that your insanity. I love you, right? I love you. Anyone else? I think that's it. Sean was here in the beginning. I love you, my brother. Thank you for being here. You're amazing. Thank you for the support. You guys are amazing. I'm a bad person in this topic. I don't know if I would call you. You're not a bad person, my brother. You're not a bad person, right? Like you said, right? You're flawed. You're a flawed person. To say you're a bad person, I think that's wrong, right? I don't believe you're a bad person. I think you're a flawed person, right? And we can always be weak at times. So stay strong, my brother. I love you, right? Guys, that is it for tonight, right? I love you guys. Hope you guys the best. Yeah, that's it. Later, guys.